Some games are remembered because they sold millions of copies. Some are simply remembered because they introduced revolutionary ideas. And then there are a few games that become something bigger than either one of those. They become part of gaming history itself. Now we really do get some of these, and we did talk about one of them yesterday, but Chrono Trigger is another one of those games. Even today, more than 30 years after its original release on the Super Nintendo, it continues to appear near the top of lists celebrating the greatest RPGs that are ever made. New generations discover it every year, longtime fans replay it regularly, developers openly cite it as an influence, and despite all the technological leaps the industry has made ever since, many players still consider it as one of the finest examples of storytelling, world building, and game design ever created. That reputation is exactly why rumors surrounding it, Remake, refuse to disappear. Speculations actually become stronger than ever. Multiple insider reports, community discussions, anniversary celebrations, and comments connected to series' creator have kept fans wondering whether Square Enix is finally preparing to revisit one of its most beloved classics. Importantly, however, no official remake has been announced yet. Square Enix has publicly clarified that reports claiming a remake was confirmed during a 2025 event all were based on a mistranslation, and the company maintains that no Chrono Trigger remake has been officially revealed. Still, if you've followed gaming long enough, you know some rumors refuse to die for a reason. And in the case of Chrono Trigger, the reason is simple, which is the game feels almost perfectly positioned for a modern return. What makes Chrono Trigger in fact special in the first place is that it never relied on technology to impress players. Even when it first launched, the graphics were beautiful, but that wasn't even the main intention. The game's strengths came from its imagination. Players traveled across multiple eras of history, from prehistoric civilization to distant futures. Every decision felt meaningful, every time period connected to another in unexpected ways. The world felt alive because actions taken hundreds of thousands of years apart could reshape entire timelines. So that concept remains just as powerful today as it was there 3 decades ago. In fact, modern hardware may finally be actually capable of bringing some of those ideas to life in ways the original development team could only dream about. Imagine stepping into the games world, a millennial fair, or seeing crowd moving naturally through the kingdom. Imagine prehistoric forests stretching far beyond the screen, the kingdom of Zeal floating among massive cloud formations, just traveling between eras and watching the environments transform before your eyes. The original game achieved those feelings using pixel art and imagination. So obviously a remake could potentially make them tangible, and that possibility is what keeps this thing going on. One of the reasons speculations is intensified recently is because Square Enix has openly embraced remakes and reimaginations of classic properties. The success of projects such as Final Fantasy VII Remake, various HD 2D titles, and the modern Dragon Quest remakes have all shown there is significant interest in revisiting beloved RPGs through modern technology. Team Asano, actually the group behind several successful HD 2D projects, even conducted surveys asking fans which classic games they would most like to see remade, and Chrono Trigger constantly emerged as one of the most requested titles ever. That trend naturally leads many players to ask a simple question. If so many classic Square Enix games are being revisited, why not Chrono Trigger? It's a fair question, because amongst all the company's legendary RPGs so far, few possess the universal admiration that Chrono Trigger continues to enjoy. Part of that admiration actually comes from the people who created it. The game famously united some of the most influential names in Japanese gaming history. The directors, the musicians, the designers all collaborated on a project that many fans still consider a once-in-a-lifetime creative achievement. The result wasn't simply another RPG, it felt like a celebration of everything that made the genre special during the 90s. Any remake would carry enormous expectations because of that legacy. Fans wouldn't just be comparing it to modern games, they would be comparing it to the most respected RPG ever made. That's both exciting and terrifying. Whatever approach the developers might be taking could work, because the real strength of Chrono Trigger has never been its graphics. It's the world, it's the characters, is the adventure itself. Chrono, Marl, Luca, Frog, Robo, Ayla, Magus all remain some of the most beloved RPG characters ever created because they each contribute something unique to the journey. The stories intersect across scenarios, yet every character feels important. Every character receives meaningful development, every character leaves an impression long after the credits roll, so obviously a modern remake would have opportunities, a lot of them, to deepen those relationships even further. And the voice acting may ultimately be the key to a successful remake. Not replacing what worked, but enhancing it. The recent anniversary celebrations have also fueled ongoing speculation. During Chrono Trigger's 30th anniversary period, Square Enix confirmed that various projects related to the franchise were being actually planned beyond the game itself. And while the company never actually mentioned the remake specifically, the announcement naturally encouraged fans to wonder whether something larger might eventually be arrived. Adding to the intrigue were comments connected to the game's director claiming he accidentally announced a remake, were later debunked while the game director continued making remarks that keep fan curiosity alive. In various interviews, meanwhile, newer rumors have emerged from industry insiders claiming that some form of Chrono-related project may already be in development. Those reports remain unverified, of course, and like all insider claims, they should be approached cautiously. Still, they have contributed to growing optimism among fans who believe Square Enix understands just how much demand there is for this game right now. So look guys, perhaps all of that considered, the reason Chrono Trigger still resonates is that at its core, the game is a story about possibility. It's a story about changing the future and refusing to accept fate. But believing that even the largest problems can be overcome when people work together across generations, which is what we probably need right now. Those themes remain timeless. They mattered in 1995, they matter even more now. Whether the rumored remake ultimately proves real or not, the excitement surrounding the idea says something important. It demonstrates just how powerful the original game remains after all these years. Very few titles maintain this level of affection 3 decades later. That's the legacy Chrono Trigger carries. And if Square Enix ever decides to truly remake it, they will not be simply revisiting a classic RPG, they're going to be revisiting one of the most beloved adventures gaming has ever produced. A journey through time that continues to inspire players, developers, and dreamers long after its original clock first starts ticking.